Okay, so let's add our form widget back to our widgets list. Scroll down and you can find the form widget over here. Just drag it to our right column, just like so. We can see from the get-go that our form contains 3 fields: name, email, and message. And here under the content, we have 6 tabs to work with. We're gonna go through all of them in this lecture. Let's start with the first one, the form fields. Alright, we can see right now that we have the name of the field outside the field and also inside the field, name and name. This one called label and this one inside called placeholder. Let's expand the first name option and we can see both options here, label and placeholder. If you'll delete the placeholder text, so the text inside the field will be deleted as well. If you'll delete the label text, so the text outside the field will be deleted, as you can see right now. But that's not smart because the name of the field is going to change to item number 1. And that's going to be hard to refer to later on. So let's keep the label. If you want to hide the label, just turn off this label option here and then you can see that there is no label outside the fields. That's a better solution. However, if you want to indicate which fields are required, you will need to enable the label and then to enable the required field option in order to show an asterisk next to the required field. But I don't want to display any of them, so I'm just going to turn off the required fields and the label options. Here we have the option to change the size of the input from small to any other option. I change it to large. And if you need to add more fields in addition to our 3 ones that we already have, we can click on add item and here we will have many options to choose from. Under the type you will have many options. For example, if you choose the phone number option, it's a field that will accept only digits. I want to add a subject line, so I will go with the text option. I'm going to create a label with the text of subject. As I can see, the item number 4 changed to subject, and I'm going to write a placeholder subject so my visitors will see what they need to fill over here. Excellent. I will make it required in order to prevent spam messages, and I will reorganize it by dragging it up above the message, and now it's name, email, subject, and message. Perfect. It's start to look really good. And now we can move forward and style our button to match our form. Okay, let's just close the form fields and expand the buttons option, and we can see that the buttons options is pretty straightforward and very similar to the form fields. First, let's change the size to large to match the other fields. You can also change the element width to any other number than 100, or you can change it in a different way by bringing it back to 100 and just choose the alignment of the button, okay? For example, left, center, or right. If you want it full width, just keep it justified. In the step buttons, we're gonna touch later, so you don't need to worry about it now. Right now, it's a one-step form. When we'll create multi-step forms, we will talk about it. And here you can change the button text to submit, send, schedule appointment, or any other text that you would like. Now let's minimize the buttons tab and expand the actions after submit. And here you will decide what happened after submitting the form. Right now it will send us an email, and every action you will choose, you will see the tab added underneath the action. If, for example, you would like to add the email address of the sender to your ConvertKit account, we will do it later on. You can choose the ConvertKit account and you will see the new ConvertKit tab appears underneath the action. If you delete it, you will see that the ConvertKit tab was deleted as well. And now I will delete the email and you will see that we don't have email tab anymore. But because we would like to receive the emails, I will bring back the email option and now we can see the email tab came back again. And now the fun part begins, so let's close this section and expand our email section. And here we have few options to work with. We have the to, subject, message, from email, from name, and reply to. Excellent. Let's start with the first option, which is to. Here is your email address where you would like to receive the messages, right? This is our business email address because that's how we register WordPress with, and that's great. Here in the subject line, you have few options. The first option is just to leave it as fixed text, new message from Good Buddy Jim or whatever your business name is, and that will be useful, for example, when you have many forms. If you have one form to schedule appointment, you can change the subject line to new message from schedule appointment form, and then organize it in a schedule appointment folder inside your email box. If you have another form to order a product, you can call it new message from order a product form, and then organize it in a different folder in your email account called order products folder. However, if you only have one form and you would like to dynamically generate the text to match the subject line, let's go up to our form fields option. Here we will expand the subject line, and under advanced we'll copy the shortcode of this subject line. Just like so. Go back to our email tab, and we will paste the shortcode here instead of the subject line, and that will match exactly with the form subject, as I will show you later. Inside the message text box, you have all fields, and that's good. That will show you all the fields of the form. Just leave it that way. And in the form email, it doesn't really matter what email it is over there. It's not the email that we are going to respond to anyway. However, if you would like to enter the customer email, just go to the email field, copy the shortcode, and paste it over here. Again, it doesn't really matter. You can even leave and write an email over there that doesn't really exist. You already know the trick. We will need to change the first name to the customer name. So let's go back to the form fields, into the name, into the advanced tab, and copy the name shortcode and paste it over here. And in the reply to option, just make sure you're replying to the email shortcode or the email field. It doesn't really matter, it's the same thing. Excellent. Now let's save the changes and test the form, make sure it's working properly and we can actually receive messages from the contact form. So first of all, let's click update. Beautiful job. We'll refresh our homepage to make sure we have our contact form. And now I would like to view the contact form as a visitor, and I'm going to use the incognito window for that because I'm not connected through incognito. I'll go to our website, scroll all the way down to access the contact form. There you go. I will fill it with some random information, and here I will enter my personal Gmail account just to mimic like a normal visitor. Most of your visitors are going to use Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo, etc. Subject line, I'm just going to write a subject line. This is a subject line. And here I will type in the message body. Alright, I will click send. As a customer, I get a green feedback over here. The form was sent successfully, and hopefully if we set it up right, it should work. So let's navigate to our email address, mail.ourdomainname.com/webmail. And I can see immediately that we received an email. The subject line was generated automatically along with the from name. And I can see all the fields of the forms over here. Excellent. And when I click reply, I can see that I'm replying to the customer email. Over here, you can see the name and the customer email is private Gmail account. All right, so the form is working perfectly fine, and we can keep talking about the other parts of the form. So let's close this email tab. We finalize everything over there, and let's expand the step settings. And this is pretty simple, not much to do here. It's related to the multi-step forms, and we'll talk about it in the next lecture. And here under the additional options, also there is not much to do. You can turn on this option and then change the default messages that your customers will get after sending the form. You can type in, I will get back to you in 24 hours, etc. I like the default messages and I'm gonna leave it that way. If you would like to style the form, go to the style tab. Here you already know what to do. You have the option to style any part of the form. Let's focus on the button for a second. We're just going to change the background color to match our brand, purple, maybe pink. I like the purple more, I'm gonna change it back to purple. And again, you already know how to change the sizes, the colors, the background color, etc. Now all you have left to do is just to save the form. Excellent job, guys. In our next lecture, I will show you how to create multi-step forms and also how to hook the contact form section to our buttons.